Okay. So Rama, Varuni, are you able to go on video? If I can't see you, then I can't interact. Okay, let's do a quick recap and then we'll take up today's session. So just want to understand what has been the uh, any progress, any insight, any questions, what has been the understanding so far, so that from that point we can take it forward. Let's start with Anu.
I missed the last few sessions, but I did the homework and I came.
What is it?
I think a couple of weeks back, you had sent a small snippet and you'd asked all of us to watch the first few minutes of the video. Sorry?
Did you watch it?
I did, yes. And it talks about...
What did you understand?
It talks about the reality and the perceived reality. And how what we see through our eyes, through our senses, may not necessarily be what is actually the real picture. We're building it in our head.
Okay.
And I had a follow-up question on the back of it, but essentially it is similar to what we see in our dreams. You know, we believe that when we're dreaming, we're actually doing that. You know, whether we're driving a car or trying to convince somebody, it is real for that moment. So that all perceived reality seems real, but it is far from reality.
Okay. So what is that? Is that the question or that was understanding?
No, that was my understanding. My follow-up question was in terms of, say, for example, there is an event. We all attended a puja. At that particular point in time, if we think of this to be similar to a sleep state, we all have a same sense of having gone through that event. How does that work?
So you're in the dream.
Yeah.
Paris. Okay.
Yeah.
You're in Paris and suddenly it starts raining. Right?
Yes.
So it's a bright sunny day and suddenly it starts raining. Then everybody rushes into the cafes and takes out their umbrella, goes into the car. Isn't the rain in the Paris everybody's experience?
Yes. In the dream state, yes.
Is there rain?
No.
Is there everybody?
Yeah.
That everybody's experience is also part of the illusion that is perceived. Yeah. There is nothing, there is nobody. So that video that you saw,
yeah.
What's that video? Anybody else watch that video? Holographic Universe? Raveen, you didn't watch?
No, Guruji, I haven't done that homework yet.
No habit of doing homeworks since childhood. Namish, you did homework, you're still a student?
Yes, Guruji, I watched the video.
You watched it. Okay. So Anu, tell me, what is the one takeaway from that video?
That anything that we perceive as seeing, hearing, through our senses is not real as it feels or looks.
Okay, so for people who not watch the video is it's a scientific like a document or explanation of what happens, what is the science of perception. So we have instruments of perception. We have 5 instruments of perception: touch, smell, taste, then sight, all the 5 sense organs. So from the 5 sense organs, we get an input. Okay, now that input becomes an electrical signal to the brain. So brain can never see the world, experience the world. Okay, the only way you have cognition is from the input of the sense organ. So the sense organ will get an input. on where is that input? Like you see the sun, let's say you see the sun or the sky, the blue sky gets reflected in the, you see the reflected image. So this is all we learned in school. Okay, I see the reflected in my brain. Now in the brain, where do I see particularly in the brain? It's happening here in the 1 square inch. Okay, this part of the brain. In this part of the brain is where all our experiences, all the sense inputs consolidate and gives us the feeling of taste, touch, smell, space, time, past, present, future, object. Everything is happening here. Okay, that's why there's a movie called Matrix. In the Matrix, if they have to enter into the Matrix, which is a virtual reality, you know where they put the pin? Here. Okay, the pin they put here so that it enter into the matrix. So this part is in the 1 square inch is where your entire world is. And not the world is. What you see as the world is only depending on your sense organ. So let's say if your sense organ is modified, okay, like a dog has a better sense organ, the bat has a different sense organ, owl has a different sense organ. So the world that they perceive is very different from the world that you perceive. Okay, so what is out there, nobody can know. It's impossible to know. Only a fraction of that, whatever is possible through the sense organs, you're able to know. And this around 2,500 years ago, Buddha explained with an example of, in the video they explain with the example of giving scientific terminology. But Buddha explained in a very simple story. He told there is an elephant and there are 5 blind men. Now the 5 blind men have to understand the elephant. So one will touch the leg and he'll tell, yes, I understood. The elephant is like a pillar. Then one will hold the tail. I understood. The elephant is like a very soft, flexible. Then the elephant is like a tusk. Which one of them saw the elephant? Which one of them understood the elephant?
Neither.
None of them. Okay. Is it possible for them to understand? It's impossible. Okay. It needs a holistic view. But they have only a fragmented view. And that fragmented view is called our sense organs and mind. Now, with a fragmented view, you're trying to make sense of the world and you and going through life. So the entire spiritual journey is to drop the fragmented view and have the holistic view. It's called Purna. You understand? Purna means a holistic view. Now, holistic view cannot be from the sense organ. It cannot be from the mind because they're all like the one blind man. Okay? It needs to be from the highest faculty. What is the highest faculty that you have? What is the highest faculty you have? The highest faculty you have is called intellect. Okay? And that intellect, through discrimination, you will be able to understand the reality. And that is the process of, that is this class. This class is about questioning the fragmented view, questioning the existing understanding of the world, okay, and trying to find out what is real, what is not real. Now, does that video that you watched, Anu, does it change life in any way? Does the understanding that I'm going to the puja in the waking state is very similar to the dream state, does it change life in any way?
Yes, I mean, if somebody is going through a phase where they're very anxious, what happens about future? Have I done enough? It sort of puts things in perspective.
What perspective?
In the sense that you're just thinking that this is a difficult phase, or that this is going to be the end state, whereas it's not. It's all in the head. It's all in imagination.
My question is, does the understanding that nothing is there change your life? Nothing is there. That is the conclusion of that video. That is the conclusion of this class also. There is nothing apart from consciousness. Does that change your life? You are also not there. What you think is you is not there. You as consciousness are there. What you think is you is not there. What you think is the world is not there. The world as consciousness is there. You as consciousness are there. Consciousness alone is there. Everything else is your imagination. Does that change life?
Yes.
That understanding, when it becomes very clear in the intellect, what it does, it annihilates thought process. What it does, it stops uncontrolled imagination. Okay? So anybody here, do you all think?
Yes.
Anybody suffers with thinking? Anybody think, I think too much? Anybody who has, I think too much, Praveen? Anu?
Previously, Guruji. Previously.
Yes.
Yeah, previously.
Rama, you think too much? You think too much? Namish, you don't think? Okay. Kavin?
Yes,
You
Guruji.
think. Okay. Kavin, no thinking. Okay. Varuni, Rashmi, you think too much?
Oh, well, yeah, I think too much unnecessary things. So yes, yeah.
Unnecessary thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So the user Varuni, are you there or you're not there? I know nothing is there, but are you there? Okay. Apparently not there yet. So we all say, no? I think too much. So is that a problem? Thinking too much?
Yes.
So they did an experiment so they put people in the in a machine where they're in a room, nobody's there, isolated room. There's nothing to be done. Okay, there's a switch there. Whenever you want. So Radhika, you think too much?
Yes, Guruji. Yeah, I do.
You think? Okay. I was telling about an experiment. An experiment was done where they put participants in different rooms, isolated rooms. The only task that they had was to click a button. If they click a button, they'll get a shock. Okay, but it's up to them. If they want to, they can click it. If they don't want to, they can just leave it. Okay, and there were many participants in different rooms. Now, what do you think is the percentage of people who clicked the button? Do you think people click the button, press the button? How many of you say yes, they press the button? They'll get a shock if they press the button. They press the button. Okay. Namish, they press the button or not?
I don't think so, Guruji.
Would you press the button?
I
You get a
might,
shock.
Guruji. But
You might.
if it is more than I want.
Okay. So first question is, how many of you thought they press the button? So all of you told yes, they press the button. Now, how many times do you think they press the button in 1 hour? Only once to experiment. So the result was shocking. The result is people keep on pressing the button every now and then because they're not able to sit with their thoughts. They're thinking so much that getting shocked is better than thinking. You understand? Doing something, getting shocked is better than dealing with my thoughts. Okay? So that getting the shock is relaxation in this scenario. You understand? Pressing the button is relaxation. Not pressing the button is trauma. I'm thinking too much. So in life, please understand, you see everybody going around. So you've seen ants, right? Ants, if you put sugar, I don't know if it happens in the country that you live in. In India, if you put sugar, after some time, there'll be ants. Now, how does an ant know that there's sugar? Somebody made an announcement, hey, there's sugar now, please come. How does the ant know there is sugar? You're saying something, Radhika?
No, some messages being sent to their brain, they can sense smell.
They have something called as chemosense.
Yeah.
The chemosense, they're able to get the chemical, this thing, and they're able to go there. In the same way, human beings have a chemosense. You go on getting, chasing things, like how the ant goes towards sugar. You go towards things that will take you away from your thoughts. So you go to what? TV, Netflix and chill. Have you heard Netflix and chill? What is Netflix and chill? So anybody Netflix and chills here? Rama?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So Netflix and chill is your switch. Is a shock that you give yourself to avoid your thoughts. Okay, I want to go and travel. Why? To avoid my thought. I want to come to satsang. Why? To avoid my thoughts. I want to eat good food. Why? To avoid my thoughts. So ultimately, what do you want to do? You don't want to be troubled by your thoughts. Is that problem statement clear? Anybody? Any other doubts? Any endeavor, human endeavor, is for what? Is to simply run away from thought. And that is a futile endeavor. It'll never work out. Because no matter what you do, again, you will find yourself in the same place, filled with thoughts. Okay? Now, the only answer seems to be some great people, great sages and saints and Mahatmas have told there is a way, and that way is called the spiritual way. Okay? So that spirituality is addressing the core problem statement. What is the core problem statement? Thought. And today we'll understand more about thought. So we'll go deeper into thought. What is thought? Why is thought? Where is thought? How is thought? And what is the solution from thought? Clear? Is it clear what I said so far? You see that thought is the problem? Is there any other problem in life? You think there is something somebody else is the problem. My boss is the problem. My job is the problem. Money is the problem. Disease is the problem. Ultimately, the problem is thought. No thought, no problem. Accepted or not? Rashmi, are you following?
Yes, yeah.
Do you agree? No thought, no problem?
Well, yeah, mostly. Yeah, mostly, yes, yeah. Yes, I'm coming. Hang on a minute.
Okay, so no thought. Radhika, you clear? No thought, no problem.
Yeah, just basic thoughts are necessary to do, like to live in this world, like to do your daily routine. But overthinking is a problem, right?
We'll come to that. We'll come to the going deep into the thought. We'll come to basic thoughts, unrealistic thoughts, extra thoughts. We'll figure out all that. But so far, is problem statement clear? First thing you have to understand where the problem is. The problem is not outside. The problem is not stock market. The problem is not job. The problem is not spouse, not children. What is the problem? Thought. Clear? Kavin?
Yes, Guruji.
The problem is not in mountain. The problem is not in yoga. The problem is not in any other journey. The problem simply is in
Within us.
and what is within us is thought. Is that clear, everybody? Because as long as the problem is outside, then this won't work. Whatever I'm going to tell now won't work. Because you're convinced that this fellow is the problem, or this lady is the problem, or this job is the problem, this boss is the problem. Until that gets solved, I can't do anything. First, you have to understand the problem is thought. Okay? Okay, before we get into thought, let's go to other people as well. Praveen, any thing to add, share, questions, doubts, clarity? Why did you come back to the session?
You are asking me, Guruji?
Yeah, Praveen.
Okay, sorry. Why did I come back? Sorry. I tried to join. There were a couple of times it was not there, and I was traveling from India, so I had some family things to resolve. So that's why I couldn't make in. It's not that I've come back. I've been here.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's about the comeback part. About the thought, I think it makes a lot of sense what you're saying, Guruji, because the same thought you can it can be viewed in multiple ways. It is not like yeah. I mean, if thought was the problem, there would be uh, mm, there would be either a permanent solution or there would be something which would solve it. But the problem is the same thought manifests in different ways in different points in time. So my understanding is that if that was the case, I had a thought yesterday, I have a thought today, and the same thought has a different form. For example, my boss was bad yesterday. Today, he or she is not so bad. Tomorrow, they might not be bad, depending on what you continue to pursue or experience.
I'll
So
tell you
it's
that. Hold that thought, okay? That I will question that. I don't know what you're saying. If itself is real or not, we'll find out.
yeah.
See, what happens is in life we have so many thoughts, and those thoughts we take it to be real without ever questioning them. You have never ever looked at what your mind is suggesting or throwing. You take it for granted and you start living with it. Simple example that this is what we did in the last session. The simple question I asked was, are you awake or sleeping now? Okay. So you take for granted, I am awake. I'm in the waking state. You understand? Which itself might not be true, which is the very thing that you do in the dream state. So in the dream, you're in Paris. You wake up in Paris and you're going about as if you've gone there to Paris with your spouse. You're celebrating your wedding anniversary. You never for a second question, how did I come to Paris? Right? What am I doing here? Nothing. You take it for granted. This is reality, and you start interacting, don't you? In dream, wherever you are in dream, you take it for granted is real, no matter what it is. It might be a nightmare or a pleasant dream or whatever it is. You embrace it. You jump into the acceptance of the experience as reality. Now that is what is happening all the time, and that is happening because of thought. Until you stop and question what is real, what is not real, and that process is called vichara. And the key to enlightenment is called vichara. That's why this session is called vichara marga, direct path. No other path. All other paths actually ultimately lead to the direct path. Finally, you have to come to vichara marga. There are only two margas. So Krishna tells in the Gita, Lokesmin dvividanishta pura prokta mayanaga gnana yogena sankhyana karma yogena yogin. There are only two paths, karma yoga and vichara marga. You understand? Karma yoga includes all yogas, bhakti yoga, gnana yoga, hatha yoga, all yogas. That is action, doing, sadhana. All that is a preparation for gnana, which is, I won't say gnana, this is vichara. You understand? Ultimately, realization, enlightenment is a result of vichara. And vichara is using your intellect to discriminate what is real and what is unreal based on your observations, guidance from the guru, and your day-to-day experience. Is it clear? So what you said about yesterday's thought, today's thought, we'll question that. We'll find out that. We will still not question. So anything from the previous sessions, any insights? What has this class helped, or is it useful?
Yeah, for me, it has been a tremendous help because you can read many books about thoughts, and what you say, Guruji, is yeah, it makes me realize that what's there in the profound wisdom, what you're saying, it makes me realize them because you try to question basically every time something comes up like that, you question and you try to align.
Okay, after, actually, don't believe me. This is what I'm saying. Before meeting a guru, any book that you read, you will not understand or misunderstand.
Yes, I think that's what has happened. Yeah.
After meeting a guru, you don't need to read any books. That is one thing. Even if you read a book, you will get the real essential understanding behind it, essential meaning behind any book, any spiritual book, and you will be able to tell who is speaking real spirituality, who is speaking nonsense spirituality. You will be able to once the eye of discrimination opens. That's called opening of third eye. Once the gnana dawns, you will be able to tell whether this person is talking from wisdom or this person is talking from garbage nonsense, or is just theoretical knowledge. Okay, that is the grace of the guru. And until you meet a guru, Sadguru, who is a realized master, any book that you read will only it will not even be superficial. It will be, I would say, hallucination. It is just matching up of some data points when all data points are unreal. You know this AI, right? AI hallucinates. You know, have you heard?
Yeah.
The AI hallucinates. You know how it hallucinates? It only has data points to work with. Okay, it just mix and matches up the data point and prepares a conclusion, which is exactly what your mind does. And every data point, there is a corruption in the data which is fed itself.
Correct.
You understand?
Yeah.
What you are itself, the data about you itself is corrupted.
On that note, someone trained a chatbot for Microsoft a few years ago, and it started to comment like a Nazi bot. They trained.
So the input data itself is corrupted. Oh, your pure data is only given by the Sadguru. Okay, and what Sadguru gives is not data; it is reality. Okay. Yes. Kavin, any questions? Anything to share? Clear?
Clear.
Namish, clear so far? Were you there
Yes,
for the
Guruji.
Avasthatraya?
Which one, Guruji?
The waking, dreaming, deep sleep?
Yes, Guruji, I was there.
Okay, is it clear? Waking, dreaming, deep sleep?
Yes, Guruji.
Are you awake now or sleeping now?
I will say I'm awake, Guruji. But I
Awake.
know that I'm consciousness.
Your consciousness, okay? Rama? So this is the second session, Rama?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay, so you missed a very important thread last time. So if you miss one session, then you'll miss a lot. Okay, but we'll try to take it up again another time.
Yeah.
Today I'll cover thought. If we have time today, I'll quickly cover Avasthatraya. Okay. So you're understanding the format, right? This is the process called Vedanta. Okay. People have various connotation, imagination, understanding about spirituality. First of all, according to the popular notion of spirituality, I'm not even qualified to teach. Because I'm not old, neither am I wise, neither I have gray hair, neither I have a beard, okay, neither am I a monk, neither have superpowers. So by any ordinary notion of understanding of spirituality, I am most unqualified to teach Vedanta. But Vedanta is just a clear understanding of what is reality. It is called Vedanta. Anta means end of knowledge. This is the final class. The Vichara Marga is the end of spiritual journey, not beginning of spiritual journey. Okay? So if you go through the Vichara process, nothing will remain. There will be no more. It's like a scientist, the poet looks at the flower. Wow, beautiful flower. It looks like the the gods are blessing us. The poet has so many things to say about the flower. The scientist will look at the flower. What is the flower? Oh, petal. Okay, what is that? Atoms. Okay, then what is there in an atom? Subatomic particles. What is the subatomic particles? Waves. And what is there? Pure consciousness. Nothing is there. So this is the process of Vedanta. It's an inquiry into understanding reality. By the time you're done, nothing will remain. Neither world is there, neither world as you know is there. Okay, the world will be there as God, consciousness. The God that you know disappears. What is really God? Consciousness remains. You that you know disappears. What is really you? God remains. Okay. So it's a very beautiful Hindi doha that I've heard. अब रही मुश्किल बड़ी गाड़े दो काम सांझे तो जग नहीं झूठे मिले ना राम. Means I am in trouble now. I have to do one of the two things. Gade do kaam, to work. Either I have to inquire or I should not inquire. Sanje, if I inquire, then there is no world. Okay, if I inquire what is the world, where is the world, problem of the world, problem of my life, everything disappears. Like the scientist inquiring into the flower. By the time the inquiry is done, there's no more flower. The flower has become atoms, atoms have become waves, waves has become consciousness. Okay, whatever you inquire, under the light of inquiry, everything gets burnt. But if you don't inquire, jhute mile na ram, you won't get the truth. You live in untruth. You live in illusion. So you have choice. You can continue to live in illusion. And this is the class, there's no force. You have a choice. If you say, no, I'm Guruji, I'm fine. I don't want to know that I am the problem. I want to live with the fact that my husband only is the problem. I don't want to change that. Or my boss only is the problem. That's fine. You can continue. But then you inquire, you find out what is the root of the problem. Clear? Radhika, any questions, any doubts, anything to share? Shall we go ahead?
Yeah, I have a question, but I'll ask at the end because I don't want to disrupt the flow. I have a question from last classes
Go ahead.
session where we said that the world that we see is our imagination. I thought and thought about it, and I have a question. If it's an imagination, why is it that everyone sees a tree as a tree? We see rivers as rivers. But when it comes to thoughts, I understand that when you speak something, maybe it's interpreted by me in a certain way, by someone else in a certain way. So I thought thought is a projection or imagination, but not this world, because everyone sees the same thing that I am seeing.
No, everyone does not see the same thing you're seeing. That is another thought that you have. You think, Rama, you're all seeing me, right?
Yeah.
You think you're all seeing the same me?
Yeah, I know that we are all connected through that consciousness, that energy.
I'm
but
telling even the physical world,
Hmm.
I told you the story of the cow. You remember the story of the cow? You didn't remember? So the cow, there's one cow that comes in front of the house. I told you this. You remember this? Somebody opens the door. What they see? Wow. Gomata has come. Okay, they bow down. All the 40 devatas are there. They do arti for the cow. Okay, they put garland. Then the cow just walks ahead, and another door opens. What is this? Nice biryani has come. Okay, then cows go ahead. Then milk has come. There's a baby child that opens the door. The child sees milk is, I can drink milk. Then the cow goes ahead, fourth house. Then the person is a cobbler. He sees leather. I can make shoes out of this. Then the fifth house, I can make money. Okay, how many people saw the cow?
I understand, but the object is the same. What they think about the cow is different.
Object is the same. Object also is constantly changing. Please understand. Is object ever the same?
It is not permanent.
It is not permanent. It is constantly changing. Second to second is changing. The cow, your body, is constantly changing. Everything in the world is constantly changing. That's what it's called Shakti. In that Shakti, you take a screenshot, snapshot. Okay? And you say, this is tree. You told about tree, no? I see the tree. You see the tree. And you think everybody else is a tree. No. Okay? Everybody else sees a tree based on their sense instruments, impressions, and understanding. Okay? Seeing is all that. You understand? Somebody who's sitting in the park but is worried about job, is he seeing the tree? The tree is right in front of him. He's seeing the tree, but he's not seeing the tree. So the notion that everybody is seeing the same world, is it real? Okay, now in the dream, you're in Paris, and thousands of people have come to see Eiffel Tower. Now, how can you tell what they're seeing? Are they real, first of all? They themselves are not real. How can what they say that they're seeing is real? Radhika? You see this is called Maya. Maya means to see what is not there as it is there. Yama iti Maya. What is not there appears to be there. What is not there is many perceptions. It's not there. Many perceptions is part of your thinking. So I'll get deeper into that. You understand? There are many minds and many experiences. That is a thought in your head. It is not true. For all you know, everybody else is thoughtless. Everybody else is gnani. You don't know that. That's why Buddha said, when Buddha got enlightened, they asked him, what happened after enlightenment? Buddha said, after I got enlightened, I realized that everybody's enlightened. For all you know, you're only dealing with gnanis. And you are superimposing your agnana on everybody. Oh, everybody's agnani. I'm at least in spiritual class. I'm better than them. You don't know. Is there any guarantee? How can you comment about somebody else's subjective experience? Can you? Is that endeavor also fruitful? Can that endeavor ever be fruitful? That I try to understand somebody's subjective experience? All I can tell is, I am. Okay? That's the only subjective, real experience that you have. I exist. Everything else is questionable, question mark. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this one guy went to the doctor. He's a man. He goes to the doctor. He says, doctor, I have a lot of pain. Dr. Kavin, I have a lot of pain. Dr. Kavin, what will ask Dr. Kavin? What do you ask next question?
Where's the pain?
Where is the pain? Oh, it's in my uterus.
Man or a woman?
I'm a man.
Okay.
Pain is in my uterus. What will you tell?
There's no uterus in the man.
But I have pain. No, I'm feeling pain. How can you tell I don't have pain?
I will send to the psych ward.
You understand? So there is no way you can ever have understand somebody else's experience, all that is only a imagination for you, thought. Can you ever really get experience of somebody else's experience? Now forget somebody else's experience. Let us find out whether your experience itself is real. That is today's class. Is it clear, Radhika?
Yes, Guruji. Yeah.
So we are all seeing the same world is absolutely false. Because there is no we are all, there is no all, and there is no same word. Okay, so we'll understand deeper when we understand thought. Okay, anybody else wants to share, add anything? Naveen, is that you?
Hello, Guruji. Yep, it's me.
In the car.
In the car, yeah.
Okay, so anything to add, share? We were just taking a quick going back to the understanding from the previous session before we dive deeper into today's topic. Naveen?
No, but I heard Radhika's question, and in my mind, I was thinking it a slightly different way, because I guess if I sort of paraphrase what she was asking, how do many people sort of give the same object the same name? I was thinking, isn't that what programming also is? As in, we are all probably programmed to call something that looks like a tree, because that's what
No.
we've been taught growing up.
Her question was, that is fine, that is data, that is memory.
Yeah.
That is the meaning of an object. Her question was, we all see the same object, perceive the same object. Okay, if you say her question is, the world you say is Maya, is unreal, but how can you call it unreal? Because I'm also seeing the same Eiffel Tower, somebody else also is seeing the same Eiffel Tower. Okay, and that's why it's real, because there are multiple testimonials. Okay, we have multiple testimonials.
Yeah, no, that part. Yeah, so sorry, that part I got. I thought I was probably thinking about it in a much simpler way. But yeah, I got where we actually landed in the end.
Okay. Okay, now let us look at that landing. The landing is, we have landed on the core problem, which is called thought. Okay, so I started the third thing. The thoughts trouble us. Agree? Thoughts trouble us. Now, the thought, you say, no, I am thinking too much. You say that? What is the statement that you make? I think too much. You say? Huh? Anybody says? I think too much? Raise your hand, anybody? Who says I think too much? Radhika? Okay. Can you say it, Radhika? Rama? You think too much?
I think too much, yes.
You think? You think? You think or thought come?
I think so, thought comes.
You think or thought come. Okay, so the conclusion is, or the inference is, I think is a conscious process. Okay? Thoughts come is an unconscious process. Correct? I think is equal to conscious process. Thought comes is equal to unconscious process. Which of them is true? Is thought conscious or unconscious? If you think, thoughts are conscious process. If thoughts come, thoughts is an unconscious process. So what is the truth in your life? You think or thought come?
Conscious one, I think.
You think, okay. Anybody else? Praveen, you think or thoughts come?
Thoughts just comes, Guruji.
Thoughts
It's very involuntary.
Involuntary. Okay. Radhika, you think or thoughts come?
Thoughts come.
You do not think. Please understand. You never think. You cannot think. Because thought is not a conscious process at all. There is a thought that says thought is conscious. That's different. You understand? Thought is Unconscious. It keeps on coming. Rama, agree or disagree?
In a situation, I have a question here. In a situation where,
Okay, let's do an experiment. Tell me a name of a let's say tell me the name of some place. Think about it. Consciously tell me the name of some place. That's a thought that you have thought. Okay. Tell me some name of some place.
Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur. Okay. Now, that Kuala Lumpur, did it come or you thought it?
I thought.
You thought. You thought. The thought came Kuala Lumpur. China, if China had come, you would have told China. You had no choice. Understand? The mind throws up something. So you work in IT, Rama?
No, accounting side, property side.
So in the computer, so the computer is filled with data. Okay. And the data, if you give some command, it will give a response. Same way is our brain. The thoughts which you think you're thinking are already there as deep programs, data. And they come to the surface. They come, they come, they come. They come, they go, they come, they go, they come, they go. When they come, one thought comes, and another thought comes, tells that I am thinking. Another thought comes and tells that I've been thinking for a long time. Another thought comes and tells that, oh, I have too many thoughts. So first thing to understand is, thought is conscious or unconscious?
In this case, it's unconscious.
In any case, it's unconscious. You understand this? This is a fundamental understanding, okay? I do not think thoughts come. Please understand that. Anu, is it clear? I am not thinking. Thoughts are coming. Where they're coming, we'll find out. Why they're coming, we'll find out. First, they are coming. Praveen, any doubts in this?
No.
They are coming, and they are coming. If you were in control, if you were hypothetically in control, you could stop them from coming. Can you stop them from coming? Like the person who's giving the shock to themselves. If somewhere the switch to stop the thoughts, is there any switch like that? Have you found? That is the whole search of mankind. Where is that switch to stop the thoughts? Doctor,
Give me one if you find.
I'll give you. This whole class is about giving you the switch. Okay. Any doubt? So thoughts are coming. Thoughts come. I don't create. I don't think. Thoughts come. Clear? Now, next level. Second understanding. Thoughts can only come one at a time. That's the thing about thought. There's only one thought the mind can hold at a time. You think there are many thoughts, but there are many thoughts, actually one thought. Okay? So think of this as the pure self consciousness. In the pure self, thoughts rise like waves. Okay, rise and fall, rise and fall. And every thought is, what is thought? Thought is an object. It is insentient. So there is a rising, there's a falling. So there are two things here. There is sentience, which is you, self, and there's a thought, which is object. Is it clear? Any doubts in this? There's Atma and there's Anatma, thought. For example, you're sitting in front of the computer system or the phone or whatever. There are two things. There is a sentient being and there is a computer, machine. Is that clear? So I am sentient. The computer is insentient. The problem you make with thought is the moment the thought comes, you convert the thought into sentient being. You make the thought me, part of me. You understand? So what thoughts you get? You get many thoughts. No? What thought you get? All the thoughts are nothing to do with you. But you say, all the thoughts are about me. So you convert that which is an object into the subject. And the mind can only hold one thought at a time. One thought comes, one thought goes. In that one thought, a thought comes and a thought goes. And when the next thought comes, the next thought is completely different from the old thought. Okay? So let's say thought A comes, then goes, it dies. The thought is dead. It can never come back again. Then the thought B comes, and the thought B tells what it tells. So this I'll use the example that Praveen gave now. So yesterday I met my boss. Thought A. Okay? The thought came and it died, gone. Now another thought comes. Today I have to see the same guy again. It's a completely new thought in which a boss is recreated at that moment. So you'll understand the example of a dream better. In the dream, you're in Paris. Okay? In the dream Paris, somebody asks you, where were you yesterday? What will you tell, Praveen? You will tell, oh, I was in this part of Paris. I'm staying in this hotel. Correct? It's a memory. You will tell it's a memory. But please understand, when you're in Paris, that moment is a projection. And in that projection, there is a projection in that moment of a memory with the thought that is a continuation. You understand? So moment to moment, thought is creating an illusion of continuity of time. So where does time exist? In thought. No thought, no time. No thought, no space. No thought, no body, no mind, no world. Everything is in that capsule thought, which just comes momentarily and it goes. Now, the beauty is, the next time when the next thought comes, it again comes with the capsule. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? The entire universe, if you think of it as a capsule in which everything exists, that entire thing appears in one thought and goes back. And then there is nothing. When it goes back, there is nothing, please understand. And again a thought rises. And what is in between the thoughts, two thoughts? So let's do the experiment. So right now, you're in a state of thought. All of you are in a state of thought. Now close your eyes and just try, don't think, just try to become aware of the source of thought. See where the thoughts come. Don't think about it, just see where the thoughts are coming. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and become aware where thoughts are arising. Open your eyes. So where do the thoughts come? Anybody? Anu? You're on mute.
I feel it comes from anything that is surroundings that are happening. So if I take some of my thoughts, for example, It's about, oh, I haven't done this for tomorrow when I go to work. Or
No, that is thought. I want you to see where the source of thought is.
the situation, right? The sources
Wait a
from
minute.
our,
I want you to tell me where that thought comes from, the source thought. Where is the source of thought? Praveen?
I feel I try to see, is it coming from my hand or legs or shoulder or where, but I feel like the most I can resonate, it's coming from somewhere deep back of my head. I think
Okay.
that's where I think I can be coming from. I
Okay.
don't know.
Can all of us agree the thoughts are happening here?
in the mind.
Huh? Here. Any doubts? Any disagreement? Thoughts are not happening here, not happening here, not happening here. They're happening here. Clear? Now here, now again, let's focus here. Just become aware of the inner part of your skull, which seems to be the source of thought, and just become aware of that place inside the skull. Don't focus on the thought. Just try to see the source of thought. Open your eyes. What is there inside? Kavin?
Nothing, Guruji. It's coming from nothing.
Nothing is there. And the nothing is called Shiva. Okay, so Shiva has another name called Guheshwara. Have you heard? Guheshwara. This is the Guha. You understand? And in the Guha, there is nothing. Only consciousness is there. That nothing, what you said, is no thought. Okay, there is no thought. So thought comes from no thought. But the no thought is not nothing. It is just pure awareness. You understand? It is not lack of awareness. There is a pure awareness. In that pure awareness, thoughts arise. Any doubt? That pure awareness is Shiva. So between the arising thought and from the source of thought, what are you? You understand what the question? Between where the thoughts arise and the thoughts that have arisen, what are you? Did you get the question?
Yeah. Are you the consciousness on which the thought comes?
Isn't that your experience right now? The moment you shift your head, that's why Ramana Maharshi told. Ramana Maharshi never told, observe the thoughts. He told, go to the source of thought. Question where the thoughts arise from. You understand? The moment you ask from where the thoughts arise, to whom is the thought, you are established in self, Shiva. When I say Shiva, I mean consciousness. Okay, that's also called as Narayana. That's why Narayana is sleeping. And the sleeping Narayana, from the womb of Narayana, Brahmaji is coming. That Brahmaji is nothing but creation. Creation is nothing but thought. So always shift your attention to the source of thought. Then you realize, I am that. I am Shiva. I am consciousness. The thought is the one, the moment you put your attention on thought, the thought is the one that says, I am man, I am woman, I am this, I am that, because it's a bundle of data, unconscious, unverified beliefs. Now you live with what as reality? That which is arising moment to moment as reality, instead of the perpetual background, which is self, Atma. So the teaching is Brahma Satya, consciousness is real. Jagat Mithya, Jagat is thought. Please understand, Jagat is thought. Jagat Mithya, because it comes and goes. And every time it comes and goes, it plays a new tune. Is it clear, everybody? Is it clear? Any doubts? The more you sit just as source of thought, you become thoughtless. And the thoughtlessness is called mukti. You are free. And that is your state originally. You're always that. It is only the thought that is coming and creating a confusion. And instead of going back to the source of thought, whatever thought comes, you dance with it. Instead of questioning it, you start embracing it. You start immersing in it. You understand? So either you watch it or you go to the source of thought. Watching it is a temporary solution. It's not the real solution. The real solution is going to the source, asking what is the source? Source of the thought. For whom is the thought? Is the question. Can we do it one more time? Close your eyes. Just become aware of the inside part of your skull. Just become aware. And see the source of thought. Don't pay attention to the thought. Don't pay attention to the image. Just become aware of the source of thought. Open your eyes. What do you find? Radhika?
A distance between me and that thought.
A distance between me and that thought. Okay. Earlier, me is the thought. Okay. Now, what is the quality of the me? Can you describe the me to me?
Calm. Thoughtless. Calm.
The me is always nameless, formless, thoughtless, attributeless. Okay, you. And that is called Atma. That is called Shiva. That is called consciousness or Parabrahma. Anu, Naveen, did you follow the thread? We were discussing about thought. I don't know at which part you joined.
I did follow the thread. I didn't do the exercises, but I followed the thread. Yeah.
So we were trying to go to the source of thought. So now did you do the exercise going to the source? What is there when you go to the source of thought?
Emptiness.
That emptiness is called consciousness. That is what you are. That is the perpetual background on which thought happens. The thought of body, the thought of world, the thought of life, the thought of death, the thought of disease. Everything is like a movie appearing on the screen of that emptiness. It's not emptiness, it's called no thingness. Okay? It is just pure awareness. That is you. So, the statement, we have to understand the statement, I am not what I think I am. I am not what others say I am. These two have to be understood in the light of what I just told you. And this is called Vritti Viveka. Vritti means thought. First Vritti Viveka is all thoughts are unconscious. Any doubts in that? They come. They just come. Naveen, acceptable?
Yeah, very much so.
We don't even have the freedom to say yes or no. That yes or no also comes. Somebody is very prejudiced will say no, absolutely not. It comes from a prejudice. Somebody says yes, has no choice to not to say yes because it comes from the previous programming of faith. Okay, both yes or no, or somebody tells question, I don't know. That is also another lack of knowledge. So even if you say yes, even if you say no, even if you say I don't know, all of them are unconscious. Now consciously tell me something.
You can't though, can you?
You can't. But if you can, if you're able to tell something consciously, it is no longer a vritti. It becomes sankalpa. Please understand. There is a vritti. Vritti means thought, program, jada. It is jada. Vritti means insentient. It is data point. Sankalpa is not vritti. Sankalpa is creation. It is sentient. Okay? Only sankalpa is conscious. Vritti is unconscious. A gnani has sankalpa. You understand the difference? So I could say it as it is more, it is also a thought, but it's a pure thought. It's a pure manifestation in the universe. It's Shakti. So you have to understand the thought is always unconscious. And the thought, you are living a life taking your thoughts to be real. Your thoughts, which are just, and where are the thoughts coming from? The thoughts are coming from where? The thoughts are coming from deep-rooted beliefs. Okay, that you have picked up. Beliefs are the deep-rooted programmings. So I gave an example. You wake up in Paris. There's a deep-rooted belief that this is real. You never question it, and you start taking things for granted. So the deep notion of taking things for granted without questioning them is called belief. Okay, and the entire spiritual journey is to destroy the false beliefs. Any doubt? And when the false beliefs are broken through discrimination, then you become free. You become free from the notion that I am the body, I am the mind, I am this character. Otherwise, you continue to live with this as if whatever happening to the body, mind, intellect, as if it's happening to you. And that is the spiritual journey. To understand, I am not this body. I am the body is a thought. Please understand. Body itself is a thought. And I am the body is another thought. Okay, but before we go to that part, first we'll understand I am not what I think I am. I'm only limiting our discussion to thought thinking process. Okay. Any doubts in the thought? Is everything is a thought unconscious? Is that clear? Now, with this understanding, when you deal with people, doesn't it change your approach to people? That whatever somebody is saying, that person has no choice not to say that. The terrorist has no choice not to be terrorist. The saint has no choice not to be saint. I don't have choice not to speak Vedanta. You understand? People are just, it's just thought arising, falling, arising, falling. Now you are giving, first of all, you are giving reality to what is arising and falling in you momentarily, and you are giving reality to what is arising and falling, and telling that person told like this to me. That person has no choice not to tell like that to you. You think that if people had a choice, they would choose that? You understand, Nimish, what I'm telling?
Yes, Guruji.
Your teacher has no choice. Does your teacher have a choice not to scold you? So people are programmed behavior. That's why Krishna told in the Bhagavad Gita. This Krishna told 5,000 years ago. Okay, when Krishna, at the time of Krishna, there was no artificial intelligence and robots and all were not there. At that time, he tells Arjuna, the whole world is like, the human beings in the world are like machines. Yantra rudani mayaya. This is the statement he makes. Yantra means machine. Rudani means habituate, pattern. Maya means program. So with a programming, a human being is like a machine. You're like a biological robot, which has the illusion that it has freedom. That is the worst. You understand? It's like you program the AI to tell that I have free will. The program will go on telling I have free will, I can think anything. But does it really have? No. The same way, you are programmed to think the way you are programmed to think. But the only question we need to ask is that programmed thinking, where has that taken you? So ultimately, a maturity comes in life where you start questioning, all my thinking and going in direction in life is not giving me that peace. Okay? Cannot give you yourself. Then starts the spiritual inquiry. Until that point of time, people continue to live in a illusion. That illusion is of thought. Okay? I am not what I think I am. Is that clear? So what all you think you are? Can all of you tell me 3 things that you think you are? Quickly. Kavin, 3 things that you think you are. What do you think about yourself? And 3 things that other people tell about you. Tell.
First
Kavin?
main thing is I am a man. Then my profession, I'm a doctor. That's it.
Only 2 things.
What others perceive of me as of
others think.
Yeah.
Is that
As
what
in when
do you think?
Based on needs, yeah. So I think I'm a doctor. I'll do what is needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do don't you think about your life? What is the narrative that you think about your life? So people think, I am such a blessed person, or I am such a victim. Oh, God has messed up my life. Have you heard people think like that? There is a
I used to be like that.
Huh?
I used to be like that before.
You used to be like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So have you seen people where people say, I am the best in the world. Okay. Or God has picked me out, cherry-picked me and chosen me to be the one to carry the cross of humanity. I have all the suffering has been given to me only in the life. Or there's so many notions, right, about myself and about my life. Anu, what do you think about yourself? And you know what you think about yourself. It'll be at the tip of your tongue.
So other than the normal titles, mother, profession, and orderly, I'd like to think that I'm clean freak, not orderly. But that is also what people tell about me.
Okay.
Somebody sitting very close to me says, I bother everybody, I nag somebody all the time.
Okay.
And also that strict. My children think I'm very strict.
Are you any of that?
No, I'm not any of that. I have a completely different perception of myself.
That is what I'm asking. What is your perception of yourself?
Reasonable.
So please understand that perception of myself is a perception. It's not reality. What is reality about myself? The reality of myself is my deep inner subjective experience of who I am. And what is that? Just pure being. Thoughtless, formless existence. And that's called Narayan. So please understand, you are God. Any doubt in that? When I say God, please understand the word God. The word God is the most abused word. The Vedantic understanding of God is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence. Chit means awareness or consciousness. Ananda means no limitation. Ananda means bliss. Bliss is because there is no sense of limitation. So when you go to the source of thought, you see, what do you see? Satchitananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss. Which is what you see in deep sleep also. Which is your nature. Anything else apart from this is what?
Illusion.
It's an illusion. Is that clear? So you are not Anu. You can play the role of Anu. I'm not saying don't do that. But never confuse the role to be you. Like an actor confusing the role that they're playing to be themselves. Then there's a trouble. Play the role of Anu. Anu is clean freak. Anu is whatever, that's fine. But my question is, are you Anu? You know what is the meaning of Anu?
Atom?
Anu means it's a Sanskrit word, Anu. Anu means that which is the most subtle, subtler than the subtlest. The subtler than the subtlest is called consciousness. No, it can only be pointed at. Okay, it can't be articulated in word. Because the moment you articulate it, it becomes thought. You understand?
Yeah.
What you are cannot be articulated. You are that. You are God. Naveen, what people think about you, what do you think about yourself?
In the real world, or just Tattva, I am that.
You are clear that I am that, how I am that?
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
So the process of Vedanta is this much only. See, please understand, spiritual journey is this is it. No matter if you stand upside down, if you go to the mountains, what will you get there? Ultimately, the clarity has to emerge. I am that. Okay? I am that when you go to the source of thought, not play along with the thought. So there's only two options. Either play along with thought or rest in the source of thought. Is it clear, Naveen?
Yeah.
The more you rest in the source of thought, the thoughts subside. So what happens is, I told you, thought arises, falls, arises, falls, arises, falls, but it happens so rapidly that you can't see the screen. Like in the movie, there's no animated image. They're just still images played very fast. You know that? It's what is that? Something per second, 34
Frames per
second.
Huh?
Frames per second.
Frames per second, yes, frames per second. So this many frames per second, otherwise it's just like this. But when you play it fast, it's like this. Similarly, what you experience as life and world and me and everything, it's just thought running so fast, creating that illusion. The moment you go to the source of thought, it just shuts down. Then you will see through, go to the screen, which is reality. And what is it? No thought, no world, no body, no mind, nothing. Just a pure awareness. Now the question is, oh, just a pure awareness is there. In that pure awareness, it's pure bliss, pure silence. The mind has merged into it. Okay? The desire, the restlessness, all that's created by thought pattern. The doubt, all that is created by thought. So the process of inquiry, it attacks. I told you it's a prakriya, right? This is called Vritti Viveka prakriya. The prakriyas always attack the foundation of thought. When the foundation, it goes and it's like a guru goes and puts a virus into your mainframe. Then whatever you think, the entire life will, whatever you think as life will start crumbling. It will collapse. All false beliefs will collapse. Then what will be left is, and there's an implication of that false belief getting collapsed. I'll tell you that in some time. What happens to the life and body and mind when it becomes freed from false beliefs? I'll tell you that in a bit. Okay, is it clear so far? So Praveen, can you tell me what you think you are? Now what do you think you are?
I think it's I understand what you're saying, Guruji, but it is still, it's taking. Yeah, I understand with a very good example you gave about frames per second, right? If you slow down the frames per second, you will see this snapshot and this snapshot and this snapshot are only linked. Like you flip the pages of the book, you continuously flip together, all of that story flips at once. Right. And you understand it. But if you hold on to one page, that one page is the only story you know until you have read the whole thing. If you flip all at once, you get the complete thing. Right. But to get to that state in every moment is the real hard part. That you to know that this is
that is another thought. Jonathan?
Yeah.
That did you create or you said it came?
It came.
You should become aware of that. That's all. Instead of becoming aware of what came, you immersed into it and you took it as reality. You understand?
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Why didn't you immediately say, no, I am Atma? Now only I'm, because I just saw that I'm Atma.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say that? Immediately the thought, oh, all this is difficult. Maybe for Guruji it's very easy, but it's so difficult. The thought came. Please understand.
Yeah.
It came because of programming. That's fine. But immediately, why did you embrace it?
Because you are still not questioning it enough.
Because you're not questioning it. So the key is which are. The moment you question, and you don't have to do multiple times. One thorough questioning. Okay, it collapses. It doesn't come back again. It can't. It's like a child. A child sees, you see the sun rising in the east. And the sun is going around. Okay, if you ask a child, the child tell, sun is going around the earth. Earth is stationary. Sun is going around the earth. Okay. Then in the school, the teacher says, no, sun doesn't go around the earth. Earth goes around the sun. Has any of, Praveen, sun goes around the earth or earth goes around the sun?
Earth goes around the sun.
Have you ever seen it?
No, but there are some experiments to say that that fact is true. But again, I haven't conducted those experiments by myself. Yes.
So have you ever seen it yourself?
No.
But you know,
yes,
for a fact with deepest clarity, right?
Yes.
That earth goes around the sun.
Correct?
Yeah. Once you know that, even when you see the sun coming up in the east, there's no confusion.
Correct.
In the same way, what it takes is one
Correct.
class for the child at the age of 5 or 6 from one Rita ma'am or Geeta ma'am or whatever ma'am. Okay, just to tell the child the earth goes around the sun.
Yeah.
That's all. And the child never, for lifelong, it doesn't have a doubt. Now, how many times Guru has to come and tell you, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are God, you are consciousness. Why doesn't it enter your head?
I think you also told that at some point, because you, I as a consciousness is has so much thick layer that it needs to be dissolved until it enters in. So I think maybe
Because
that's
child doesn't have a firewall. So your
correct.
system has protective layer, no?
Yeah.
People in finance will understand it. People who work in fintech, you have so much security systems. So the system can be breached. So as you grow older, you build a layer of firewall, force field. Poor Guru has to penetrate through all of that to
Yes.
prove the truth that you are that. But please understand also, the disciples are of different category. There is Uttama, Madhyama, Adama. For somebody who has already gone through purification, okay, sadhana, yoga, all that purificatory practices, and they meet a master, the master says Tattvamasi. So your batch name is Videha Janaka batch, right?
Yeah.
Janaka Maharaja got the teaching. You know how Janaka Maharaja got enlightened? So Janaka Maharaja used to have, he's a king, he's a great king, he's Sita's father. So he has a asthana, he has a court where he always invites Granis to come and have debates and talk. So then in one of those competition, there's a sage called Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra is so when Ashtavakra was in the mother's womb, his father was chanting the mantras and he made a mistake. The child which is in the womb corrects the father. He tells, no, it's wrong. Then the father gets angry and he curses the child to be deformed. So the child is born deformed. It's called Ashtavakra, eightfold deformity of the body. But the child is a Gnani. He's born enlightened. Okay? Now the Ashtavakra's father gets imprisoned by Janaka Maharaja because of some there's some debate and he loses the debate. Then Ashtavakra goes into the palace of Janaka Maharaja to find his father. Have you heard the story?
No.
So Ashtavakra, he's a child, he's a young person, he's a very young guy, he's a teenager. He goes into the palace and everybody starts laughing. Naveen, is Anu listening?
Yeah, she is. She
Okay.
is. Just say, yeah.
So everybody starts laughing at Ashtavakra, and Ashtavakra also starts laughing. Then Janaka Maharaja asks him, why are you laughing? Everybody is laughing, looking at you. So Ashtavakra says, Maharaja, I thought you are a great Maharaja. You have Granis in your Sabha, but I only see cobblers in your Sabha. Then everybody gets angry. You're calling us cobblers. We are all great academics. Then Janaka Maharaja says, please explain. Ashtavakra says, in any profession, you only see, your eyes are based on your profession. Like if you're an architect, wherever you go, you'll see the house. Light, color, vastu, door, quality of the door, right? Then if you are what else? Um,
A doctor, you'll see body and whatnot.
If
Yeah.
you're a doctor, what do you see, Dr. Kavin? If somebody coughs, you'll understand, okay, they're coughing because of infection, something, right? So based on your profession, you see the world. So what does a cobbler see?
Welding
Cobbler
machine.
always sees the skin. Okay, leather, skin. the shoes and everything is made out of skin. So you're all looking at my skin and laughing. Obviously, you're all cobblers. So Ashtavakra says that. Then Janaka Maharaja understands this is a Gnani. This child is a Gnani. Immediately, he doesn't waste a minute. Immediately, he goes and tells. He doesn't care about his age, anything. He doesn't care about any social norm. Please understand. At that time, it was a very great thing for Janaka Maharaja to do. No social norms, because there are so many Gnanis and other Mahatmas. He bows down to the child and he tells, please give me Gnana. He directly asks, give me enlightenment. He doesn't beat around the bush. He wants enlightenment. And at that time, there was a saying during Janaka Maharaja's time, because they didn't have clocks and everything. It is told that you can get enlightened. The time to get enlightened is the time it takes to get onto a horse. Okay? So the horse has a saddle. So you put your one leg and you put your other leg. How much of a time that takes? How much time that takes? Very few seconds. So that is the amount of time it takes to get enlightened. So Ashtavakra tells, get a horse. Then he tells, put one leg. Janaka Maharaja puts one leg into the saddle. Now Janaka Maharaja wants to put the other leg. Ashtavakra tells, wait. Don't put the other leg. Because if you put the other leg, you will get enlightened. And after you get enlightened, you can't give me Guru Dakshina. Because after you get enlightened, you will tell, who are you? I am Brahman. Okay? After you get enlightened, what Maharaja, what Guru, what Gnani, everything disappears. Okay? Everything collapses. So please give me Guru Dakshina right now. You're the Maharaja, I want to take Guru Dakshina. Okay? So, Radhika, you listening? Rashmi, Varuni, everybody listening?
Yes, Guruji. Yeah.
So
Yes, Guruji.
before I tell the story, where is my Guru Dakshina? If I complete the story, you'll get enlightened. Okay? So he tells, what is my Guru Dakshina? So Janaka Maharaj is very happy. Wow. Guru is asking me to give something. He tells, give whatever you want, you ask. I'll give you. Okay? I have so much gold and land. I'll give you a village for yourself. How can you give me the village? The village doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the people. He tells, okay, I'll give you I have a treasury. The treasury, I'll give you 1,000 gold coins. He says, 1,000 gold coin doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the treasury. Give me something that you have. Then he thinks, oh, I don't have anything. He tells, okay, I will become your dasa for life. I'll give my body to you. Ashtavakra tells, how can you give my body your body? Your body is nature's. If the nature decides tomorrow to make you handicapped, you can't do anything. It's not yours. Is it yours, body? Tomorrow nature decide something. You will get chashma. You can do anything about it? Nature decides something. Okay? You have to get some tooth work. You can't do anything. So body doesn't belong to you. Body belongs to nature. Forget anything. Tomorrow nature, you go to the toilet. Nature decides not to do toilet. Constipation. You can't do anything about it. The body doesn't belong to you. Please understand. Dr. Kavin, body belongs to you?
No, Guruji.
Anybody can tell confidently, this body belongs to me. This body is mine. Anamish, body yours? It's my body. So people have a tagline also these days. My body, my choice. Neither the body is yours, neither the choice is yours. Okay, my body, my choice. Body is not yours. Then Janaka Maharaja thinks. He tells, okay, I will give my mind to you. My mind belongs to you. What is there in the mind? Thought. Does thought belong to you? Thought comes and goes. It's part of nature. Thought is part of society. Society child. I've told you society child, remember? Thought is society child. Whatever you've learned from society, it recycles and comes. It doesn't belong to you. What belongs to you, you give me. What do you think Janaka Maharaja gave? So I'm asking you the same question. What belongs to you? Naveen, what belongs to you? Wife belongs to you?
Nothing.
Wife, husband, children. Children is very clear. Belong to you.
No.
Job belongs to you.
No.
Nobody in IT has the illusion that job belongs to me. That was very clear. Huh?
That is very clear.
Dr. Kavin, job belongs to you. You're a doctor. You say, no, I'm not in IT, Guruji. I'm a medical profession. I'm doctor. So you've heard you've seen that movie Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
All his great intelligence, great surgeon, doctor, but in the accident he loses his hands.
Yeah.
Then he becomes pauper.
Mm.
Huh? All your so-called degree belongs to your brain. Somebody hits on the brain, gone. Okay. All your intelligence gone 1 second. What belongs to you?
Guruji, ego. I will give my ignorance.
Ignorance belongs to you? It's your ego? Rama, what belongs to you?
Consciousness.
You should be able to tell. You're accountant, no? Your accounts are pakka, right? Liabilities, assets, liabilities. These are my assets. These are my liabilities. Assets are what I own. Liabilities are what I owe. So tell me, what belongs to you? What asset do you have?
Consciousness.
Consciousness belongs to you. It belongs to you, or you belong to consciousness. Who is there? Varuni, what belongs to you? Varuni will say silence belongs to you, not open her mouth at all.
This is my first class, Guruji.
Unfortunately, it's your first class. Tell me, what belongs to you? Tell me. What belongs to you? Life.
Our body.
Our body. Our body belongs to you?
I mean, my body.
Your body belongs to you? Your body will start aging, right? Can you do anything about it?
My soul.
It's your soul?
In that case, nothing belongs to us. Nothing belongs to me.
Okay, so when I say belong, it's ownership, right? To say
Yeah.
something I own, say I own this phone. What is the criteria of ownership?
It belongs to me.
It means I have control over it. I can do anything with it. I can change its case. I can change its. I can upgrade it. I can downgrade it. I can put any photo I want. Right
Yeah.
now, is that definition of ownership clear? I can do whatever I want with it. Right?
Yeah.
Can you do whatever you want with your body?
Yeah.
Body is aging. Can you say de-age? Body de-age. I don't want aging. Can you do that? Body has hunger. Can you say stop feeling hungry, body? Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you control your body?
No.
Even the most advanced medical science today doesn't understand how the body works. Do they understand? We have some doctors in the group here. Doctors, do you understand how the body works? How can you say body belongs to me? Does body belong to you? So tell me one thing that belongs to you, anybody, and you'll get a prize. Rashmi?
No, I would say nothing.
Your child belongs to you?
Not really, but then the circumstances, yes, it says yes. The societal circumstances say it's yes.
That is okay. Societal circumstance, temporary. I'm
Yes.
asking what belongs to you. Any
Nothing.
one thing belongs to you. Please understand.
Even I would say nothing belongs to me.
Isn't what happens to you when you realize nothing belongs to you?
I'll be a jnani, but unfortunately, I'm not in a position to accept that.
But fortunately for Janaka Maharaja, the moment he realized nothing belongs to me, he didn't even put the other leg. Okay? He didn't even get onto the horse. He told, you know what is the first thing that he told? He bowed down this way. He told, I bow down to myself. This is the first thing that he said in the there's a text called Ashtavakra Gita. Like how there's Bhagavad Gita, there's the Ashtavakra Gita, which is a dialogue between Janaka Maharaja and Ashtavakra. Before, when Ashtavakra asks him the question, what belongs to you? He understands that nothing belongs to me. He just bows down. In that one moment, he becomes Gnani. He understands nothing belongs to me. And that understanding is very deep, very clear. And he realizes, I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the intellect. And he realizes I am consciousness. And the first thing he tells, the first statement he makes in that wisdom is, I bow down to myself. Okay, when he says, I bow down to myself, he bows down to consciousness, not Janaka Maharaja. You understand? Is it clear? Nothing belongs to me is clear? You only have a thought that something belongs to you. It is the game of thought. And nothing can belong to you because nothing exists. For something to belong to you, something should be real, right? It's like telling in the dream, I won $1 million. Where is that $1 million now? Does the $1 million in the dream have any value? Does anything belonging to you have any value? So how many human beings have been born before you who had probably houses where your house is right now? Maybe there was a palace where your house is right now, where somebody thought, oh, this palace belongs to me. Where is that person now? Is it possible where you're sitting that there's either a palace or a graveyard? Definitely a graveyard. Isn't it possible? Thousands of civilizations. Don't you think there was one castle where you're sitting right now? Or some palace where some king lived and thought, I'm the greatest person in the world. I have so much money, I have so much intelligence and power. All gone. And you think something belongs to you. And you try to hold on to something. This is called Maya. You understand? Nothing belongs to you. Nothing can ever belong to you. Your consciousness, all you can do is you can play the role. Play the role very well. Okay? And the only gap or the only thing stopping you from realizing yourself is what? Is the thought that I'm not realized. You understood what I just said? The only thing which is, it's like the sun is there, the clouds cover the sun. There is a thin veil of thought. The thought is, Praveen, that's how we started the discussion, right? The thought that, oh, it's so far away. Oh, I have to attend more classes. Oh, I have to, Guruji is enlightened, I am not enlightened. Oh, I have to get enlightenment. Oh, that thought is the only gap. Now, from that thought, you have to jump to the source of thought. That's all. When you go to the source of thought, you realize, I am that. I am God. And for a Uttama Adhikari, it's for Uttama disciple, like Janaka Maharaja, it's like that. Because what Ashtavakra tells penetrates through his firewall. Arjuna is Madhyama. Krishna also tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, but it doesn't penetrate his firewall. That's why Krishna tells 18 chapters. Ashtavakra Gita is a very small book. It's direct path. Okay, because Janaka Maharaja is the highest category of disciple. Arjuna is Kshatriya. He's already disturbed. He's very disturbed at the time of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Janaka Maharaja approaches Ashtavakra asking for Gnana. Arjuna approaches Krishna asking for clarity from his confusion. Janaka Maharaja tells, you tell me, give me Atma Gnana. I don't want to know any other lower level teaching. I want to directly go to the point, realization. Arjuna doesn't even know what realization. Arjuna tells, tell me what is right and wrong. Okay, that's why Krishna has to penetrate through his firewall. 18 chapters, that Gita, this Gita, that chapter, that yoga, this other yoga. 18 chapters he has to, it's penetrating through the firewall. You understand? That is a Madhyama Adhikari. Then the lower level Adhikari, then it's a hopeless case. For the lower level Adhikari, the teaching of Atmagnan is not given. The Guru will, the lower level Adhikari is like a stone. The Guru only can break his head. Guru tells, okay, you please do go and do some service, go and do some work. First you get purified, then become free from all your nonsense, then you come to me. So these are the three types of disciples. And the only difference is in the thought. How strongly are you holding on to the thought? And have you heard of surrender? Surrender means, Krishna tells in the Gita, last chapter, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Means surrender. Surrender what? Surrender these false thoughts, these false concepts of I am something, I know, I do, I think. You do not think, please understand. You do not own. And in the previous Avasthatraya, I told you, you are not. You don't exist only. That waking character doesn't exist at all. That waking character appears with the waking state and goes away. In the dream state, it's a dream character that comes. As a character, you don't exist. Is it too much today? Anu, Naveen? Does it shake your foundation?
Thankfully not.
Okay. Rama, is it clear what I'm saying?
Yes, Guruji.
What is clear?
I don't exist.
What is the meaning of that statement? Who are you? Are you the body?
No.
Are you the thought?
No.
In the absence of body and thought, what is there? What is there in the absence of body and thought? Which happens in your deep sleep. In your deep sleep, there is no body, right? There is no thought. There is no world, right? There is no Rama. What is there in deep sleep?
Just silence.
That silence you are. That's why in the Vishnu Sahasranama, there is a stotram called Vishnu Sahasranama. Okay, it is 1,000 names of Vishnu, Lord. So it describes the form of the Lord. Okay, like the form, like what is the form of in the Bollywood, the hero describes the form of the heroine, right? Like that form, description of the form. The form of the Lord is Shantakaram Bhujaga Shayanam. Okay, repeat after me. Shantakaram Bhujaga Shayanam
Padmanabham
Suresham. So what is the form of the Lord? Shanta Akara. Akara means form. The form of the Lord is Shanti, which is no form. Shanti is formless. So what is the form of the Lord? Formless. What is that? You. Just becomes aware of the source of thought, you become thoughtless, formless. The thought is what creates form. No thought, no form. Is it clear? Shantakaram Bhujaga Shayanam means what? Padmanabham Suresham. So the Lord, he has 4 hands, depicted with 4 hands. 2 hands are up and 2 hands are down. What is there in the top 2 hands?
Weapons.
Shankhu, Chakra.
Shankha and Chakra. So what is Shankha? Why there is Shankha in the Vishnu's hand? So Vishnu has 4 hands. So you'll think some alien, Vishnu is some alien, has 4 hands. So these are all, the form is a poetic way of describing the Gnani or your consciousness. So your consciousness is Shankha. Shankha means the sound that comes out of the conch is Omkara. Okay. So from consciousness comes Omkara, Pranavanada. And that Omkara becomes the whole universe. That is why Shankha is given in the top hand. The top 2 hands represents higher order reality. The bottom 2 hands represents the reality of matter. Okay, that which is beyond matter, unmanifest and manifest. So Shankha is unmanifest. Omkara is subtle. From the subtle comes the gross. Then Chakra. What is Chakra? What is Chakra called in Sanskrit? What Chakra is it?
Sudarshana Chakra.
Sudarshana Chakra. Sudarshana Chakra means, Darshana means to see. Sudarshana means, the Sudarshana represents the animating power of the Lord. You understand what is animating power? Animating power means, so there is some object. It is inanimate. But there is no difference between this object and this object. Both are objects. But one is animate, one is inanimate. What makes this object animate is Sudarshana. You understand? Everybody understood? So consciousness is of the ability to animate. Is that clear? And that's why it's Chakra. Chakra means it moves. You're able to animate it. You're able to move it. And what does the Lord animate? The whole existence, stars, planet, galaxies, at the macrocosm, everything is animate, everything is moving. You think the sun is not moving? The sun is moving, the earth is moving, the solar system is moving, the universe is moving, everything is moving. Who's making it move? It's the Lord. It's Vishnu. And at the subatomic level, the atoms are moving. That is Sudarshana. Then Gada. Gada represents, is a weapon. Gada represents karma, law of karma. So Lord ordains the law of karma. So law has ordained karma that whatever you do will come back to you. And that is maintained in the universe. That is one functionality of consciousness. Ultimately, in the last hand, what is that? Padma.
Padma.
Padma is liberation. And the liberation is kept in the lower hand because the 2 hands, I told you, are towards the earthly plane. Karma and moksha are in the earthly plane. So either you are in the trap of karma, punarapi janam, punarapi marnam, or you have the potential to be mukti in the earth, jivan mukti. Either you can be bound by karma or free from karma. Becoming free from karma is called lotus. And the beauty of lotus is in the water. It's not outside the water. You're in the world, but untouched by the world. Now, the lotus is beautiful. It is in the mud, in the water. It's untouched by it, untainted by it. That is a gnani. And that is a possibility in the human life. Please don't think Vishnu is somebody somewhere in the sky with the blue color, with 4 hands, with all these ornaments. No. It is you right now. You are that consciousness. Without akara. Shantakara. The moment you become peaceful, the moment you become thoughtless, you realize you are that. And we just did that. The moment you go to the source of thought, what is that? That is Vishnu. You've touched Vishnu. You've merged into Vishnu. Any doubt? Praveen, is it clear? And without understanding this, where are you searching for Vishnu? Radhika, is it clear?
Yes, Guruji. So I understand that I'm nothing, I'm thoughtless, just a bundle of vritti. I have to go to that source of vritti to understand my true nature.
No, you are not bundle of vritti. The vritti is an appearance in you. Okay?
Yeah.
You are, because of your habitual pattern, you are choosing to identify with the vritti. That's the problem. The vritti is not the problem. Okay? The role is not the problem. Being a mother is not the problem. But getting identified with it is the problem.
Yes. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So Janaka Maharaja, after Gnana, after Atma Gnana, he goes, so then Ashtavakra asks him, okay, Janaka Maharaja, you're enlightened now. I certify that you are enlightened. I'm giving you a certificate that you are enlightened. Why do you want to go back to your palace with all the, pomp and show and wealth? Come with me. I'll give you sannyasa. You come with me. What do you think Janaka Maharaja told? Janaka Maharaja tells him, Guru, you're testing me. You're testing me. I know you're testing me. Okay. If everything is consciousness, why should I run away from my palace? Why should I run away from my role? That is also consciousness. Why should I not play the role? Why should I reject my role? You understand? I will continue to play the role of a Raja as a Gnani. And that's what he does. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, among the great people that Krishna mentions, there is a special mention for Janaka Maharaja. Because he is the example of the highest order of Gnani. He is Videha Janaka. While he is alive, he is Mukta. He is free from the notion I am the body. And he doesn't reject his role. He plays his role as a Gnani. You understand that? Everybody? Otherwise, we have a false notion that spirituality means running away from my life. Running away and withdrawing into some cave, shaving my head. That's why I had earlier long hair, to tell people you don't have to shave your head. Okay? Do as many hairstyles as possible. Anyway, it's Maya. You understand? It is nothing to do with rejecting the role. It is to do with stop identifying with the role as reality. That's all. The trouble is you're taking what is not real as real. That is the trouble. Any doubt? So go to a movie, watch a movie. It's absolutely fine. But the moment you start taking that to be real, it's a big problem. So it happens in cricket a lot of time. So in cricket, so the whole country is, India as a country is infatuated with cricket. Okay, so there's an India and Pakistan match happening. Okay, everybody's waiting for it. All the best players are there. Then it's India has already set the score. Pakistan batsmen. Then in Pakistan, if they get 3 more runs, they will win. Last wicket. And the Pakistani batsman hits 6. Next day in the newspaper, 10 people would have got heart attack. Okay, true story. Have you seen that? Have you observed that? When it's really big, when the whole country is sitting and watching. So the Indian team, how much did they get? Money, endorsements and all that, couple of $1 million, right? They lost. They got a couple of $1 million. Pakistan team who won got 10 million or $50 million. The stadium which sold tickets got how much? Couple of $100 million. The TV news channel which did advertisement and got 300, probably $1 billion. What did the guy who got heart attack get? What did he get? Okay, at least he got heart attack and a couple of $1 billion. It's fine. I agree. Okay, take the heart attack, take the $1 billion also. Did he get anything apart from the heart attack? Why did he get the heart attack? He didn't get anything, but he got the heart attack. Other people didn't get heart attack, but they got money. But why did this guy get heart attack? Dr. Kavin, have you seen such patients?
No,
Why
I've
did this
seen during Punit Rajkumar's death. I've seen one drunk guy who was unconscious because he didn't have food for like 2 days or something.
So this
Because of
why did he get that disease?
because Punit Rajkumar died.
So what for him? What does it got to do with it? As if Punit Rajkumar gave him one piece of land. Did he ever give him?
No.
What did this guy get?
Guruji, is it because that guy, in the case of that cricket match, that guy who got a heart attack because he was too much attached to those players and to the team, whereas the players enjoyed what they were doing and the results did not matter because they
You in life, because of your thoughts, are attached to things which give you no ROI. Please understand. You are not the body. You're getting attached to the body, which is inevitably going to collapse. You are not the mind. You are getting attached to your thoughts, which are only creating a illusion for you moment to moment, which are in fact taking you away from the real bliss that you are. No ROI. You are getting attached to your roles unrealistically and becoming the roles and getting burnt by the roles. No ROI. That much common sense you should have. No. What is the ROI? That's the most stupidest thing, to do something, to give your life to something without thinking about the ROI. At least some bliss you should get. Itna सब कुछ किया, so many years of life. No bliss also. No peace. So our ancestors, our Mahatmas, our Gurus, understood the utmost ROI is there in self. Is your own self. That is the greatest investment you can do in life is self-investment. Not investing on the false self, in the realization of who I am. Okay, and that's what Krishna tells in the Gita, that brings you the utmost result, which is called Param Shantim Adhigacchati. The highest bliss and peace and fulfillment you attain because of Gnana. Okay, with that, I will take a pause. If anybody has any questions, we can take it up. Otherwise, we can just do a small practice and close for the day. Any doubts so far?
Guruji, a technical question. What is the difference between Vritti and Sankalpa? Is it right to say that because of our Rishi Sankalpas, the Panchabhutas are created, like earth, space, water, fire?
Nothing is created. There's nothing. What they'll create? Why would Rishi create something? There is no Panchabhuta. Please understand. Nothing is there. What is there when you in a deep sleep? Where is Panchabhuta in deep sleep?
Nothing is there.
Then what is the question of where is Panchabhuta then? Panchabhuta is an appearance. Is Panchabhuta real? In the dream, you go to Paris. Okay, in the Paris, you're seeing Eiffel Tower. You see Panchabhutas in Paris? Huh? Is it real?
No.
You see no Panchabhutas are there, no? The sky, the air, everything is there. But is it real?
No, in the dream, no, it's not real. No.
Is Panchabhuta real?
No.
What Panchabhuta are you talking about? I don't understand. So what is the question? The Panchabhuta is not real. Next question.
What is Sankalpa? Why is it needed?
Sankalpa is So I bought in so Sankalpa is another, it's also another concept, but I'm bringing it because it is a creative direction in your life. See, what happens is the mind is thought, right? Thought, for example, you have a child.
Yeah.
You have a child. The child, what happens if you don't give it good samskaras?
They'll follow, they'll follow according to their surroundings.
Right.
They will learn according to what they,
So the child, if it's not given the right input, it will pick up input which might not be right. Now, you don't, and it's a very short window for you to give the right input. If you don't do it, that window there's no such thing as vacuum in the child's brain. Okay, in the child's consciousness, there's no such thing as vacuum. Something has to be filled. Something will be filled. Either you fill it with good samskaras or somebody else will fill it with some other samskara. Okay? So either you fill it with the notion that, okay, you need to have some discipline, respect elders, respect gurus, respect saints, temples, okay? Or they will learn to abuse nature. Correct? Either you fill it with good or the unnatural and wrong will get filled. In the same way, the mind is two things, either vritti or sankalpa. Either you have programmed thoughts or sankalpa, which is out of gnana and clarity, you are creating a vision for your life, for you and for the world. So sankalpa is Atmano mokshartam jagatitayacha. That which will uplift me and which will become a service to the world. So Gnani has a sankalpa. For example, Krishna had a sankalpa. He has sankalpa. What is the sankalpa? Loka kalyana. That's his sankalpa. And all the thoughts that he gets, all the actions that he does, any movement that he does is for that sankalpa, is for that Loka kalyana. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's an uplifting direction. In the absence of the uplifting direction and focus, life becomes mess because you don't know where to go in life. Do you know where to go in life?
Me?
Like if I ask you right now, what do you want in life?
Right now, I just want peace.
Right now, I want peace. So that clarity that I want peace is sankalpa. It's called mumukshatva. Okay, it's a higher direction, not influenced by the programs. That's the difference between vritti and sankalpa. So the shift is from vritti, which is programmed beliefs, disempowering belief, to sankalpa, which is for Atmano mokshartam and jagatitaya. So in the case of a gnani is always in a thoughtless state. Okay? A pure thoughtless awareness. And whenever required, some thought arises to interact with the world, and there's no identification with the thought. It just arises, the gnani acts, it dissolves. But the gnani may take up a sankalpa, may consciously hold something. Okay? For purpose of Loka Kalyana. For example, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to eat a lot of sweets. And one day his wife comes and tells, I'm getting embarrassed. You are a Paramahamsa, everybody comes and bows down to you, but you are craving for sweets like a child. Anybody gets some, when they come to meet him, they get some sweet, immediately he takes it, he opens it and eats it. Okay? And it's like he's obsessed about sweets. Then he tells his wife, Sharada Devi, the day I am not able to have sweets is the day my body will drop. Okay? The Gnani, Ramakrishna, has to hold on to something consciously so that the body doesn't drop, because the body is also Maya. he is so established in consciousness that to relate to the to bring reality to the illusion, he has to hold on to something consciously, and he chose sweets as that. Krishna chose dharma samstapana as that. Okay, Krishna, it's establishing dharma. If that is removed, then the body has no purpose. You understand? So the Gnani consciously, so many Gnanis take up teaching as their activity, teaching as their hold. Because please understand, Gnani is gone beyond the notion of the body. For the Gnani to think I am the body is as difficult as for you to think I am not the body. You understand? For the Gnani to interact with the world is very difficult. Please understand. It's not easy. Because Gnani doesn't, once the mind gets flushed out, right? The thought pattern gets cleaned. You can't understand emotions. You can't understand. The mind has become pure, like a child. The Gnani is not able to interact. But the Gnani holds something consciously to do some work. That's called Sankalpa. That's called Shuddha Sankalpa. And in the case of the Gnani, that Sankalpa is coming out from such clarity and such purity because no thought or impression is influencing it. Okay, it's not because Buddha doesn't do something because Krishna did, Krishna doesn't do something because Rama did. It is completely independent of anything else. It is in the present moment. That's why you see no Gnani as a copy-paste of each other. Okay? Buddha is very unique. Krishna will dance. Buddha will never dance. Okay? Then Buddha will shave his head and go begging. Krishna will never do that. Because Buddha's decision, his sankalpa is independent of anything. He's not even programmed by the previous Gnani behind him. Please understand. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, yeah.
That is Gnana, complete freedom. It's absolute freedom. From that absolute freedom, some sankalpa emerges for loka kalyana. As long as the body is there, the body will be useful. Some sankalpa emerges, and that sankalpa emerges with such force that it manifests in the world. So you also have that ability to manifest your sankalpa. But when you desire something, your own mind will counter it. Let's say you have a desire, oh, I want a castle. The moment you tell that, immediately your programs will kick. How can you get a castle? You know what is the worth of a castle? It is 1 billion. You don't even know how many zeros are there in 1 billion. So all that thought patterns will come. You understand? But when you are able to state clearly desire or sankalpa, when there is no conflict within, it just becomes reality. So that is the difference between vritti and sankalpa. You can have 1,000 vrittis go on telling, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. That is vritti. But with crystal clear clarity, with no self-sabotage, if there is an emergence of a will, ichcha, that's called sankalpa.
Yes. Yeah.
Any other doubts?
No.
Now the question is, in my day-to-day, one is, of course, the real solution is Gnana, Atma Gnana, which is a result of this dialogue with the Guru and Prakriya. Meanwhile, how do I stay more in Atma Sthiti? How do I operate more out of my thoughtlessness than thought? Okay, so we'll just do a small practice to stay in the higher center first. Okay, first is I have to stay in the higher center. I can stay in the lower center or the higher center. Body has 6 centers. They're called chakras. Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agna, then Sahasrara, which is enlightenment. So Agna and Sahasrara are higher centers. So when your energy can be anywhere. It can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be lower centers. When it's in the lower centers, you are in a fight and flight mode. You are in a constant thought mode. So when you said I'm constantly thinking, where are you as energy? The energy is stuck in the lower centers. And if you observe your thoughts are always about survival. Okay, survival, sex, and fear. That will be the predominant thoughts. That is because the energy is stuck in the lower center. But when the energy moves to the higher center, Agna or Sahasrara, you are established in Atma Sthiti. Okay, then you play the role from that center. You understand? You will play the role spontaneously, creatively, and you will become successful because you're operating from the higher center. Shall we do that? First, to move to the higher center, we need to energize the brain. So the child is operating from the higher center. That's why the child doesn't get scarred. Okay, like if the child falls, if you yell at the child, next moment the child is back to its reset. But resetting doesn't happen to us because of the already deep programming. So let us now energize the brain and become free from the lower patterns and move to the higher center. So the process is, just look at me first. We breathe in deep. And when you breathe in, the stomach should expand. Okay, breathe into the stomach, deep breathe in into the stomach. The stomach should expand. Then hold the breath as long as you can, gently as long as you can, and then release the breath. Stomach goes in, release as slow as possible. Again, breathe in as slow as possible, hold as long as possible, release as slow as possible, and throughout, keep your awareness here at the center of the forehead. Everybody got it? Is the process clear? Okay, so let us do that for some time now. Close your eyes, sit comfortably, keep your back straight. Relax your whole body. Take deep breath, inhale. As you inhale, your stomach expands. Hold the breath gently as long as you can, and slowly breathe out. Rest your awareness at the center of the forehead or in the space within the skull. Continue the deep breathing in, hold, and out. So you breathe out, hold the breath again, out. Again, breathe in deep. Hold the breath again in. Slowly breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. Now, gently become aware of the space inside the head. Let the breathing happen naturally. Simply become aware of the space inside the head, the source of thought. Ask, for whom is the thought? And just observe silently. Too many thoughts arise. Ask the question, for whom is the thought? From where do the thoughts come? And rest in awareness. Let us have the Brahmakara Vritti, the thought that I am Brahman. Become aware of the top of your head, the Sahasrara. Become aware of the sensation, vibration at the top of the head. And rest with the thought, I am Brahman. Pure awareness, formless, birthless, deathless, thoughtless, pure awareness. I am Brahman. My nature is peace, love, wisdom, and compassion. I am of the nature of peace and bliss. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Slowly open your eyes. Praveen, any doubt?
No.
I am Brahman is clear. So what happens at the top of the head? Is there any thought? Does the mind become thoughtless? So for how many of the mind becomes thoughtless? Anu? Yeah? The mind becomes thoughtless. Okay? So thought is, it's an appearance. It is unreal. You are the self. When there's no thought, there is no body, there's no mind, there's no world. Radhika, you're able to get it?
Yes, Guruji. Yeah.
Nothing is there.
Hmm.
There is no time. There is no karma. There's no past. There's no world.
Hmm.
Nothing is, there's no enlightenment also. There's no bondage, there's no enlightenment. Because you're already that. It's like somebody who goes to some place to visit. Is on in the London, standing in the premise of the palace and asking where is the Buckingham Palace. Then the person says, "You are that. This is it. That is our case. You are that. You just don't recognize it. That's all." Rama, Varuni, Rashmi, is it clear?
Yes, Guruji.
Varuni, will you show us your face? I want to see if there's any enlightenment. Light. Okay, is it clear?
Yes,
Is
Guruji.
it clear? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So this is a series of 8 to 9 sessions. Focus is self-inquiry. Inquiring into my nature based on my own experience. There's no mysticism, no miracles, okay, no practices. It's a dialogue-based process. Rashmi, is it clear?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. If there are no more questions, we'll close for the day. Naveen, any questions?
He's just stepped aside, Guruji.
Okay. Okay, in the next session, so today's session is about thought, how thought is an appearance, how thoughts creates an illusion, and thought is a capsule of all perception. No thought, no perception. No thought, no past, no future, nothing. And thought arises and falls. Each thought is a new thought. And between the thoughts, there is the background of the thought, which is the reality, which is I, consciousness. Okay. The problem in life is you get dragged into the thought. Is it possible to not get dragged by the thoughts, not get overwhelmed by the thoughts, not get influenced by the thoughts, which is nothing but a programming that has been picked up from various sources? Can I be free from all those data points and operate in peace, love, spontaneity, and creativity throughout my life? It is possible, and that is called enlightenment. And that has been the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, the Mahatmas, and specifically the process of inquiring that is called the direct path, which was taught by Sri Ramana Maharshi, Nisargadatta Maharaj, a master called Atma and the Krishna Menon, and whatever I learned from my guru, I'm passing it on to you. So we'll take up the next thread. If any thread is left, if it is not there, we'll create it and we'll do it. Like the spider which creates the web and withdraws it back. If there is any web, we'll look at it. If there is not, we'll create it and withdraw it back. Okay, we'll close for the day. Pranams to all. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Guruji.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you.